So what brings you to EDC? Are we going?
It's so much FOMO, but I'm only gonna go on Sunday. I'm only going Sunday, only Sunday.
Okay.
I wish I could go the whole weekend, but I already have plans on Saturday because I didn't really
hmm
plan on going. I was gonna wait till next year, but I'm like, nah, I have to at least check it out.
Okay. This I was literally just filming a lineup thing before this, and there's some pretty solid takeovers on Sunday, so you have a good lineup. You're gonna have fun.
What do you recommend? What time does it open? What time do we show up? I know it's like a 6 p.m. or something. Or what's like the first thing you do when you go to EDC? Do you go check out
hmm
merch? Do you explore the grounds?
Dude, I know it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for sure. So it opens at 7 p.m. Saturday, Sunday. Friday is the only day they do like opening ceremonies at 5:30. But yeah, first sets are at 7 and it goes
7
till
p.m.
5:30 in the morning about. Yeah, so it's a long, long day. Personally like to go the whole time. I'm only going Friday and Saturday this year actually, so I'm gonna miss you unfortunately. But
Oh,
um yeah, but I usually go for like doors open and as long as you like with any festival, take breaks, sit down, make sure you're eating. Like you can definitely make it the whole time if you want to stay. Um, I would recommend if you've never been before, I always say do a lap of the festival, even if you just walk by all the stages just to get like the groundwork in, like associate yourself with what stage is where, and then it's just like you're not going to be able to do a fraction of it in a day, but there's like all the stages. Then there's these art cars as well, which are like mini stages. There's at least I think 3 or 4 art cars spread throughout. They're marked on the map, so the map just dropped today. You can go see where those are like positioned. And then there's like vendors and stuff. So the whole center of the festival is called Downtown EDC. They like moved everything in the middle, and it's like a wedding chapel,
that's cool.
which we knew people who got married last year, so I got to attend my first wedding there last year, which was crazy. I would do a lap of the
Tap and
festival for
explore.
sure, just to like, yeah, figure out where water stations are, where the nearest bathrooms are, and just take it all in when you first get there, because it very much gets overwhelming and crazy when the sun goes down. It's a different festival when it's like the sun is out, you can kind of see everything. When the sun goes down, it's just like this lit up electric city, and it's like sensory overload.
Yeah, just lights everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen videos for years. I had tickets in
hmm
2023, ended up canceling last minute. I was gonna ask you on the water refill stations, do the bags have to be clear or it could be any kind of backpack?
what do you mean, like clear?
Like just
Sorry.
a regular
Any
camel,
any backpack?
any backpack.
You should be able, yeah, like there's a bunch of water refill stations and like it's you do it yourself kind of thing. So yeah, you can walk up to any of them. I think they have on their site like maybe size restrictions on the size of the backpack you can bring in, but pretty much like any water backpack is fine, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's like number one is like you
Mm-hmm.
gotta make sure you stay hydrated or travel. I like to have
100%.
and then
Yeah.
the weather. So you said is it like a different festival the first few hours when there's sunlight? The weather's not too
Mm-hmm.
hot, or was usually like in the 90s, 80s.
Yeah, it can be unpredictable. Like EDC used to be in June. Those years were like brutally hot. It would still be like 102 at like 1 in the morning. It was crazy how hot it was. But now I think it's looking like 90s possibly during the day. And then when the sun goes down, I would say like maybe bring a layer with you. Like if you want to definitely bring like a pashmina or something, or if you just want to get a locker, whatever it is, you want to just carry a jacket, definitely bring a layer for nighttime because it can drop a little. But just keep an eye on the weather. We've had freakishly cold weather. Like 2019 was really bad, and I want to say maybe 2021 where it dropped to like almost 50 degrees overnight, and like the general store was completely sold out of like every kind of layer you could
Yeah.
imagine. So I had to buy a blanket and like literally walk around in a blanket the whole night. So just look at the weather. If it doesn't look like it's going to be like a crazy drop, then I would say just like bringing some sort of extra layer to throw on at nighttime just so you're like comfortable leaving the festival.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Another thing,
hmm
um, so the sets it ends at 6 in the morning. Is that when everything ends?
Around, yeah, 5:30ish. Yep.
5:30,
When the sun
5:30.
comes up.
That's so cool. And that's like Everyone's like just usually surrounded by zombies, but it's like the best.
100%. Yeah, you got to do because I know Tiesto is doing a special like trance, like his search in search of sunrise performance is closing main stage on Sunday. So I would definitely see that because he does not play like a trance set really anymore. And that was one of his like original trance compilations, I think, from like the 90s. So he's closing EDC with that on main stage. So if I was going, I would definitely go watch him do that.
Yeah, and I got to see Tiesto for the first time at Coachella. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you get to see some of the set.
Was it good? No, I didn't. Was he? He wasn't weekend too. Oh no, he wasn't. He was there the weekend we were there. No, we were at somebody else. I don't remember who he was
It was at
conflicting with.
7 p.m. on Sunday. 7 p.m. Sunday.
Okay, yeah, no, we missed him unfortunately.
I
Was
got
it
to
good?
see probably like 40 minutes. I didn't watch the full 3 hours, but it was pretty good. And we got all the way to the front right because people just bottlenecked
Mm-hmm.
just kept walking to the right of the Quasar.
Yeah.
Get all the way to the front. Like he was right there. It was pretty cool. He
Oh
played a
damn.
song, and then I had just came from the main stage, so I was exhausted by the time we got to him. To be honest, I was just the walking like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so.
It actually was insane. I
How
was
was your first
underestimating
Coachella? How
that.
was your first Coachella experience?
It was amazing. It was really fun. Like it definitely exceeded expectations. I had high expectations, but it just was a beautiful festival. I kept saying that walking around. I was like, this is so stunning. Like the mountains in the background. Um I loved the production on the stages. I really appreciated like the Sahara, how each artist kind of like changed the visuals and they changed the design of their stage depending on like what their setup was going to be. So I thought that was really sick. And the Do Lab was a vibe. Like I pretty much ended almost every night, I want to say, at the Do Lab, and I loved that. That was definitely like a time. So
Yeah,
I literally was like, it was amazing.
the topography kind of boxes you beyond like the festival grounds, like having all the mountains surrounding the
Hmm.
whole Coachella Valley. It just feels like you're all connected on this like field, especially like at sunset. Like if you're walking and you see like those, they had like flowers this year, the part of the art structures, these windmills, and it was just like you just see like energy in the air. I don't know. It just I feel connected. It's like
Hmm.
it was insane. The palm trees, the green grass, the stages where it's like it just like it looks like you're walking in nature. Certain parts have like trees and forests. It's just pretty cool.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it was really beautiful and like all I just was kind of blown away as well as the performances themselves. Like I knew how big of a deal it was, maybe more for like the pop performers and like the big headliners. I was like, I know they're gonna bring their A game. I knew Charlie and Lady Gaga was gonna be insane, but more so for like the dance music performers and just seeing the turnout for some of their sets and again like what they did with their visuals and stage setups. I was like, you know what? Actually, this is pretty insane how much time and energy and work went into the Coachella sets for like Sarah Landry and Jason Status was crazy on Sunday. So I actually was like just totally blown away at like how much work the dance music people put into it too.
It's all the artists. They it's because of the YouTube live stream. I think they average over 40, 50 million in total of all the different channels throughout
Hmm.
the weekends. But like these are like Super Bowl numbers, the people just watching online. And then of course the people at the festival, they're posting on social media. There's a lot of influencers, people like
Great
say
point.
whatever.
Yep.
So everyone's just posting these sets. So it's like the amount of attention that Coachella gets, it's billions of dollars of advertisement.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
they also have this radius clause called the Coachella clause. So artists can't perform in this whole region for like 5 months before, from like December to May. And
Hmm.
when an artist gets picked for Coachella, then they know that this is like gonna give you about 50 million people, and this is your only performance in Southern California for like 6, 7, 8
Hmm.
months. You can't be promoting other shows, and you have to focus all your energy here because there's stories of artists who ended up spending more money than they got paid to be at Coachella so they could build a better set, so they could invite more special guests, so they could have more
Hmm.
fireworks because they know that this is worth it for their careers. They could launch their Spotify's numbers go up, their Instagram numbers go up, and tours. They start their tours right after Coachella. You start seeing these people just started going
Oh yeah.
to their other festivals or, launching tours. So it's just such a marketing machine. And also the fans that get to see the shows get to see the best sets of the year. So it's like, it doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah, that actually happened with us, my mom and I today with Benson Boone, who I already loved, but he was still like a recent discovery within like obviously his track Beautiful Things like blowing up within the last year. But his performance when he brought out Brian May from Queen, which was insane. Like I did see that chart. It showed like which artists grew the most Instagram followers, which artists had the most Spotify streams following their Coachella sets. He was up there. And then he just launched his tour. He's also headlining Gov Ball, so I'm going to see him there because I didn't get to see his Coachella set, but I think he made a huge splash and was one of the standout people because my mom went to buy tickets to his tour this morning for New
That's
York and she
cool.
sent me a screenshot. She's like, there's 70,000 people in front of me online to buy tickets right now. I was like, okay, I guess we're not going to go see Benson Boone on tour, but like, it's the Coachella effect, probably. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a part of it, of course. I remember there was I
Mm,
don't know if you saw the billboard too for Benson Boone leaving the Coachella Valley. There was one, it said it was like promoting his second album or something. It's like, oh, second album,
okay.
like question mark or something. So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's about to drop.
yeah. So
Mm,
as soon as that drops, then people are gonna remember, oh, that moment he had with Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody and Brian May
yep.
and all these things, and like, oh yeah, he's the one that does the backflips, or like people are it just creates more commentary online and eyeballs. It's just a marketing machine. But then as a fan, you get to
Hmm.
cool sets. I got to see Sarah Landry. I thought she played a little too early though. I don't know. It was too
Agreed. I know. Yeah.
like
She was a
6
6
p.m.
p.m. I mean, it was packed. We were like pretty far back from her, but that was actually my first time seeing her. I've missed her so many times at festivals. I'm definitely going to catch her at EDC though. They put her on main stage. So, very excited to see her bring some hard techno to EDC main stage.
Yeah, it's my first time seeing her too. I don't know. I think we showed up a little early. We were like dead center. Or it was
Oh, damn.
I think 3 6 Mafia was playing before Sarah Landry.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, yeah, 3 6
Yep.
Mafia, and they brought out Wiz Khalifa. And then my friend was in the front row, close to the rail, and he has a video. Wiz Khalifa got in the crowd, and he was singing one of the songs with people watching 3 6 Mafia. And he had just performed on stage, but then like to end the set, he was just in the crowd.
That's
Singing.
awesome.
It was like, and then right after that, you have Sarah Landry doing the crazy sets. It's like Coachella doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That's awesome though. Well, so I'm curious to see like do you have any expectations for EDC or any thoughts on like the production going into it?
Yeah, so I know the kinetic field. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos, and I consume content that way. I watch your videos too, and you're like, oh, I watch
Mm-hmm.
your videos, even though I'm not going to Coachella. It was like I watch your videos too, talking about EDC, and I'm like, oh, I don't even go, but I just want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I definitely want to see it. Just the energy of the people, because this year I've been to two music festivals. I went to Rolling Loud in Los Angeles, and that had like some of the worst energy. Just the people, it's just bad energy.
Mm-hmm.
And Coachella, you have great energy, you have amazing people, but sometimes certain sets, like if you watch certain EDM sets, they always have more nicer people, everyone's more connected. So I'm like, oh, I can't imagine the energy of the people around me at EDC. I feel like it's just the
Mm-hmm.
nicest people, just people just having a good time. So that's kind of what I look forward to. And for sure, some of the sets because it's like just fun music and lights and just the experience.
Yep. Yay. I'm so excited for you. You would will definitely get that. It's like it truly is the pinnacle of like rave culture in America for sure. Like I feel like you just have like the OG people who come out who this is like their life. And you have like on the opposite end, like the beginner people, because EDC 2015 was my first festival ever, so it's been 10 years, which is crazy. And that was the first time I ever had like candy traded to me. I didn't really know what plur meant or was. I had never seen like the outfits to that extent before, and my mind was just like completely freaking blown by the culture of it all. So it's cool to see how far that's come. And then I'm just curious to see what you think about all the production because it's just so cool how each stage has its own unique like style and genre. Like there are some stages that are a mix of genres, but for the most part, like you have your techno stage, your house stage, your bass pod, your hardcore, and it's like each has its own like vibe and energy, and like the crowd might be like slightly different depending on the fans of that genre. So it's just cool how you can like bop around the whole night and hear just completely different sounds amongst all the other like the performers and the
Yeah.
carnival rides because it's still a carnival at the end
Oh,
of the
that's
day, and
true.
like there's just so much shit going on.
You have brand activations like
Crazy.
throughout the festival as well, just like cool experiences.
Yep. Come see Beatbox. We have a big Beatbox activation. We have a Beatbox art car as well. It's like this massive like boombox art car, which is really fun. Um, but yeah, there's like usually like Electrolit is there. I know Lunchbox has an activation, but not definitely not anything to the extent that Coachella does it, but there definitely are brands. There's actually more art installation areas, which I think are cool because they're like themed art installations.
Yeah.
So if you're like near the wasteland area, that's called Nomad's Land. And it's this like broken down, like burned city. So all the art is like very reflective of like this like apocalyptic city almost. So that's like one section. And then I also love over in between like Circuit Grounds and Neon Garden, which is more like futuristic vibe. It's called Pixel Forest, and that was probably my favorite like art installation area. The art is very like futuristic looking. It's all like interactive. There's an art car over there. So I like how each section also has its own like style and
Yeah.
theme as well. It's really cool.
Not as so I mean, just from the videos I've seen, it just looks so cool. Like I just want to
Mm-hmm.
just check some of it. I
Gotta
know
take it all in.
I'm not gonna have time to do all of it because I heard that it takes you a few EDCs to even just explore the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about the lineup? Like, what artists do you recommend? That you're like, you gotta if you're going, you gotta watch these artists.
Ooh, great question. Okay, well, I have my lineup pulled up right here because I was just filming that that video. Um, okay, so I kind of at this point in my career, I feel like I go for artists maybe I haven't seen that many times before, or if they're like on the rise and they're like having a really big moment in their career, then I want to go like catch them now. So I would say, well, I mentioned the Tiesto one. That's like a legend. He's playing a special trance music set on Sunday. Let me look at Sunday for you. Um, oh, I didn't fill Sunday in yet. But okay, there's a little bit of drum and bass. I've been getting into drum and bass lately. Dimension is one of my favorite drum and bass
Okay.
artists, and Chase and Status. They're both playing.
Oh, Chase is there.
So
I didn't get to see him in Coachella. I was like, okay, I'll see. Okay.
they'll be there. I'll have to look at the Sunday lineup. Gesaffelstein is playing, which is crazy. So I've never like other than his like performance with Lady Gaga, I was like, I gotta go see that. Um, what else? For house music, some of my favorites right now are like Max Styler, Leighton Giordani is fantastic. I would say this artist, her name is Linska. She's like coming up right now. She's really good, and she's like one of the opening acts, I think. Let's see who else is Eric Prydz is like
Oh yeah.
my number one always. Yeah. So he's playing as Eric Prydz on Saturday, but you can go see his alias on Sunday, which is Prida. I think he's playing Quantum Valley. That's the trance stage. That's my favorite project that he does. So I'm gonna miss that, but I would recommend going to see Prida because it's
Okay,
my personal favorite
for sure.
that he does. And then let's see what else is on Sunday? They have all the set times out. Do you have a particular, like, do you care about the genres? You're like, I'll just go to anything.
To be honest, I'll go to anything that's I like to see, to be honest, like artists that I know or artists that people recommend. Like, hey, you gotta check this one out. Like I'm telling you, I watched Horse Girl at Coachella, yeah, this past Coachella because
Oh yeah, yeah,
people were telling
yeah.
me Horse Girl, her. I was like, fine, I gotta see Horse Girl, and it has such a good time. Like it was just,
Was it good?
it was super good and trippy because
Okay, I gotta go see her.
a horse DJing on stage is still a little bit,
Very weird.
it's weird, but the music's fire, so I had a great time.
That's so funny. Yeah, I have her. She's on Saturday, so I definitely want to see her. Okay, Sunday, I would also recommend Maddox is his name. He's techno, but he also does a little bit of trance. He was one of the craziest sets I saw on Groove Cruise that like completely fucking blew me away. So Maddox, like
Maddox,
absolutely love
okay.
him. Yeah, he's amazing. And I'll send you some after this. James Hype, I just love him as a person. James Hype's playing Sunday. Prida, like I said, Armin van Buuren. Riordan is a great house artist. Korolova is a great like melodic techno artist. There's a lot of really good people on Sunday. You could just gotta take your pick.
Just
You're gonna have plenty of
see
options.
yeah, just follow the vibe, see where it takes us. But what's like your
Yep.
favorite what are like your favorite artists of all time? Or also or maybe the favorite artists and the best sets you've ever seen that you're like, damn, these sets were my favorite sets of all time. Maybe whatever it was.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, so I've been a Prids fan for a really long time. Like EDC 2016 was at Circuit Grounds was the first time I saw him, and it's just become like a religious experience for me at this point. Like him and EDC are just like they coexist together. Then they usually always put him at Circuit Grounds, so he's usually like a cannot miss at EDC. Um, and then I would probably say like my favorite other favorite artist is Seven Lions for the more like melodic bass, like dubstep side of things. Totally different genre, but he was also like 2016, fell in love with him. I've seen him a million times, and his live sets are just so fun and high energy, and they like mix a lot of genres between like melodic dubstep, and then he'll do some like side trance and some trance in there, and
Takes
just
you
always
underline.
hits every time. Yeah, he just does what he does so well. So I love that. And I'm an OG Oliver Heldens fan as well. I feel like he's just an incredible producer, and I always have fun at his sets. But at the end of the day, I'm a house head, and if I'm at a house set, I'm gonna have probably the best time.
That's time.
So you
Fun.
could usually find me there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Now I
Yeah.
haven't really seen the only one I've seen is Eric Prydz. I saw him at Coachella 2023
Hmm.
Hollow show. That was the only time
Oh,
I've seen
yeah. Hollow's fantastic.
the Hollow
Yeah.
show. That
Did
was
you go to Tin Liquor at Coachella? Did you get to see them either weekend?
no, I didn't see Tin Liquor. No,
Oh, damn. They're another one of my like absolute favorites. That was like my top two set of the whole weekend at Coachella. I just love them and I've seen them a lot, but they played the Yuma like earlier. I want to say they were like 8 or 9 o'clock. And it was like one of my favorite sets I've ever seen them do. That was so good.
oh yeah, the Yuma just has the cool production. I mean, the Do Lab, like you said, you got to do
Hmm.
your nights at the Do Lab. Anytime you walk into the Do Lab, it's just vibes. It's
Yeah.
just so much fun. Have you ever been to Lightning in a Bottle?
No, that's on the list though, especially after experiencing the Do Lab. Vibe with Aid was telling me about that.
Yeah, it's coming up at the end of May. Yeah, towards the end of the
Are you
month.
gonna go?
No, I don't think so. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
See, I'm just everything I'm playing by ear right now. I have a lot of work right now and
Hmm.
I have to do some stuff. But then at the same time, I was like, you got to take advantage of the opportunities. Why not?
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Oh
What
my gosh,
about
I'm so excited for
travel?
you to
Actually,
experience this.
travel. Actually, I wanted to ask you about travel. Like how's the parking situation though? Like day park? Is it? Do you recommend a shuttle? Like what do you recommend?
Yeah, so travel is probably one of the trickiest things about EDC Las Vegas. I will say, like after doing it eight different times, I've tried every mode of transportation almost. And there's just no way around traffic. It is what it is. You're gonna sit in traffic, unfortunately, unless you're camping. Camping's obviously the most efficient. You're a camping fan. I did Camp EDC twice, and that's like you walk out of your tent and you could be there in 15 minutes. It's amazing. So if you're not camping, my next recommendation would probably be shuttles, which they sell out like very, very quickly. But they have regular shuttles and then they have premier shuttles. So shuttles pick up, they put a map out and they show you like on the strip, like all their stops and you can purchase for like specific stops. So shuttles are a great option. And then there is plenty of parking. There's like premier parking, regular parking, and they do like different colored lots so you can kind of see how close you are. So the only time I did parking was last year, and that was just because my coworker had a staff pass, so we were in a pretty close lot, and that wasn't too bad. So if you have a designated driver, parking can be okay. Just again, leave plenty of time to get to the festival and maybe leave the festival a little bit early before it ends. So you're not
Stuck.
sitting in traffic when 200,000 people leave at the same time. Yeah, it's crazy. And then they've like added to that, which is crazy. Like it's super expensive. So unless you have the budget, they do like premier shuttle or premier car services now, and they offer like all these elevated experiences, and I've heard good things about those. And then the last two, I would probably say I have had friends who have done party buses. So they've literally like, if you have a bigger group, they've just rented a party bus that has like dropped them off pretty close to the festival and picked them up. So that's like your own private
Private
transportation,
transportation.
which is what can be nice if you have a group. And then there's helicopters. That's the
Helicopter.
dream.
What's
I've
the
never
price
done the
on a
helicopters.
helicopter ride?
I'm pretty sure it's $800 round trip for one day, I think, which is pretty crazy. But you're in and out. And I think when you go to the helicopter, I think it's 6 people per
Yeah.
chopper.
Yeah.
You go in, there's like a lounge with like food and drinks and stuff before you get on. And then it like flies you. That's one of the coolest things I'm excited for you to witness because it just feels so different than any other festival. Like you already feel like you're in this little bubble and world because it's just like this lit up city in the middle of the raceway and like you're in the middle of the desert. You see the strip, like a Las Vegas strip in the distance. And then you're just like chilling and there are just like helicopters going overhead the entire night. It's just crazy how many, because like so many people are being choppered in and out. All the artists
Like
get
a
choppered in.
futuristic film.
It's
Like
like,
was
yeah, you're like, where the fuck am I? This is so crazy. So you
how's this
can
real life?
chopper in if you want to. Yeah, that's my dream to do it
I
like
get a
once.
sponsor. I'm gonna get a sponsor to get me to sponsor the helicopter
Exactly.
ride.
Yeah, yeah. Get invited somehow, like win a trip or something. But if you want to do that one day, then you'll beat all of the traffic and you'll get there on time. And you never know, you could go during the fire. Have you heard about the fireworks? I'm sure
Yes. Oh,
during the during
how
EC.
do I make sure I don't miss the fireworks? Like, what time do they start? What's the deal there?
You won't miss them. Like it's literally not everything doesn't stop, but the artists like play into the fireworks show. So I don't know if they're on the schedule. They're usually 1:30 a.m. pretty much every single night. So you get 3 opportunities to see them.
That's
And it's they go off on the side that's like the Neon Garden, Quantum Valley side of the festival. That's where they shoot off. So my favorite spot is to go to the bleachers, which is by Cosmic Meadow, that side. Like you can actually like walk up into the bleachers and sit at any time just to like relax.
oh nice.
Um, it's a little bit of a hike. It feels like a stairmaster to go up, but if you want to get like the full vantage point of the whole raceway, go up the bleachers and watch the fireworks from there because you'll just see. And they last like 10 to 15 minutes. It's like a long
Long
fireworks
fireworks show.
show. It's freaking crazy. Yeah, it's my favorite thing ever.
I know it looks
So you won't
insane.
miss it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Just don't go so I don't know if they're going to change it this year because there were some complaints, but they rearranged some of the stages last year and on that side, Quantum Valley and Neon Garden, they enclosed those stages. So they were like mega structures that had a roof on them.
Yeah.
So like if you were in those stages every night, you miss the fireworks. You can hear them, but you can't see anything. And people were like, how do you put a roof on the stages closest to the fireworks? Like you want to like look up and see them. So I'm very curious to see if they make those like open air or if they make it like a see-through roof or something. I don't know what they'll do,
Yeah.
but you just don't be at one of those stages during the fireworks because you won't be able to see them, unfortunately.
Okay, for sure. No, the bleacher sounds pretty cool. I saw some people online saying that go to the bleachers,
Yes.
fun, it's chill. So then, if you're in the bleachers, then you just see the whole festival. You just like you like you said, a city,
Chills.
just this hills.
Hmm.
200,000 people. You said?
Yeah, that's the craziest thing. Like I mean, Coachella is pretty big. I don't think it's 100,000 even though I think I read it was like 80,000 or something like that. I'm
It's
not sure.
120 capacity, but
Okay.
I don't think it got to 120. It's probably like 110, 100 around there.
Okay. Still a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just, yeah, when you see it from that vantage point, you're like, holy crap, there's so many people here. But some of the bigger stages alone hold 60,000 people in the audience alone during that one set. So it's like, you're literally around 60,000 people at one of the stages. There's like almost 16 stages total.
16
It's like
stages.
actually yeah, it's like insane. So between like the art cars and all of that. So yeah, if you just sit in the bleachers and you look at Cosmic Meadow, you're like, there's like 40,000 people in front of me. It's really crazy. I'm curious to see what you think of like the scale of it when you're there.
Yeah, no, everybody's been telling me because I was thinking I was talking to somebody and they're like, "Hey, you should go to EDC." And I was like, "I'm gonna try." It's like, bro, if you could make it, just make it. It's worth it. It's the most insane experience. I was like, "Fuck!" Everybody's been telling me. I'm watching your
Yeah.
content. I'm seeing other people talk about it. I was like, I have to at least try it out. So, then I went on the website. It said they still had Sunday tickets available. So that's why I'm gonna go Sunday. Just Sunday.
Yeah. You got to send it. Yeah, and I would just recommend like one thing is just navigating the crowd. It just if there's any points that can get like a little pushy shovey where the crowd isn't the best, I would say it's just like people trying to get from place to place. They can be like a little shovey or if like there's overflow if it's like a really popular artist because like last year Fred again was the surprise guest trying to get through that crowd was like a freaking nightmare. It just was so many people trying to like get in there really quickly. So just factor for that because the crowd is so dense. So even if you want to like go get water or go to the bathroom, it can take you a really long time to just like even get out of the crowd to go do that. So just that's why it's good to like walk around the festival and get your bearings and like figure out where the bathrooms are, all that stuff, because the crowd is thick at some of these sets.
And how's like, do you just walk around the fence, or like how do you just get to the edges and keep walking, or what's like? What do you recommend? You just have to, if it's packed, you can. I don't know how packed they get.
Yeah. Are you doing GA or VIP?
Um, GA GA plus or something like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I recommend, I always kind of like what you said with the Tiesto thing. I always approach it from the sides. I like literally never walk down the middle or the center because it's just like a flood of people. So I always like, even if it's Circuit Grounds is one of my favorite stages, and that's like a secondary main stage. I'll always like walk along the sides, whether it's like walking along the VIP or coming from the right. And I just try to get in like from the side so that you can get up a little bit closer and it's not too bad. But sometimes the crowd also looks like super dense, but if you just walk in a little further,
Keep
there's
moving
like
around the
all
people.
this space in the yeah, like you'll be shocked. You're like, "Oh my God, there's so much room up here in the front." You just kind of like got to get through the crowd a little. But yeah, definitely go up the sides for sure.
You always just gotta keep moving and just don't stop. Just
Hmm.
little by little, there's always pathways. What about what's like the
Yeah.
biggest difference between GA and VIP?
I would say so probably just the space. VIP areas are pretty big at most of the stages. I think they have VIP. So the convenience of just like being able to walk in there and then most of them have their own like trailer bathrooms, food, bars. So if you're somebody that like needs like for me, if I want to get to the bathroom quickly or I want to go get a drink or something like that, it's just way easier to navigate. Like if you're in GA in the middle of the crowd and you want to leave to go do something, like God bless you. It's gonna take you for freaking ever to get out of there and like good luck trying to find your friends. I've gotten lost so many times leaving the crowd to go to the bathroom and try to come back. It's like do not recommend doing that. So yeah, probably just like the convenience and nicer bathrooms and you have your own like access to other stuff. And most of those have their own like free water refill stations like within the VIP areas too. So they kind of like put it all in the same space for you.
Yeah, just make the experience easier. I mean, that's what it is. VIP, you're paying for
Hmm.
convenience, for comfort. Um,
Yeah, it's expensive though at EDC. It's like I don't even, it used to be like $800. I thought it was like over $1,000 this year or something crazy like that. So it's definitely expensive. But if you, I did GA like 5 years before I did VIP. So it took me a while to finally like upgrade and do that experience.
and are you because you work for Beatbox, right? Are you like working, or you just
Hmm.
is that you're helping them out this weekend at all, or are you just like, nah, that's, or how's that relationship?
Yeah, no, this kind of like came about within the last 2 weeks. I was not planning on attending this year, but a work opportunity came up, so that was great. But yeah, so I'll definitely be helping out a little bit. We're doing like a meetup on Saturday at 9 at the Lunchbox tent. So we're doing like a collab meetup with their community. So I'm kind of like running point on that. And then we're doing a meet and greet with an artist that hasn't been announced yet. So I'm kind of like liaisoning between like the fans and the artist meet and greet. And then I'm going with like Insomniac Radio again, and I'm not doing any like interviews this time. I'm just going as like a guest with them, which is really cool. So the last I've worked with them
You were
at
doing
three
like interviews.
festivals
You were
now.
interviewing some of the artists, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Super
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I'm going to like chill with with some of their team this year, which will be really fun.
How was the experience of talking to these artists that you've been watching for years, and then you get the chance because of content, because of your hustle, you get to interview these
Hmm.
people like at EDC. That's pretty sick. How was the experience?
Dude. It was the first one was so nerve-wracking because I the first time I did it was EDC 2022, EDC Vegas. And I don't sometimes you just feel like natural. Like I get so nervous beforehand, but once I'm there and I start talking to them, I get in like my flow and it's just so much adrenaline that you're like it just flows out of you somehow. But it's just really cool. The interviews are like nice and short. They're like 10, maybe like 10 minutes or less, like maybe 5 minutes. So it's just kind of quick and easy, like more EDC related questions. But yeah, it's just really cool because like the biggest names kind of like roll through there. And I do know who I'm interviewing beforehand, which is really nice. So I can
Oh, they give
prepare
you a heads up.
questions for them. So that's good. Sometimes like random people are thrown on me, but for the most part, I usually know. But yeah, I've interviewed like the first year I did like Armin van Buuren was probably the biggest name I've interviewed and like Dom Dalla, Porter Robinson. So that year was like really, really crazy. But yeah, it's a dream. It's my favorite thing ever. It's so fun.
So you started going to EDC in 2015. Is that when you started making content, or when you like decided to start making YouTube videos?
Yeah, I did. My first video was posted in 2017. I tried doing like an Instagram page. I was doing more like makeup stuff. So I had like a little beauty page for a while. And then once I got really into the EDM scene, I was like, okay, I'm going to start making like tips and advice videos for ravers and festival goers because there was like really not much at all. And I kept like searching like how to prepare for EDC Vegas like every single year. And there was like nothing on
No
YouTube
videos.
really.
Yeah,
So I was like,
I know.
yeah, there was like one girl and one guy, and I watched like every single video that they posted, but it was just that was it. It was like slim pickings at the time.
Yeah. No, that's how I felt. I think that's we connected
With
in
Coachella.
2019.
Hmm.
Or 2019, 2020, I remember. But yeah, the same thing with Coachella content is like I would look up stuff. I was like, oh, what's going on with Coachella on YouTube? Just because I was already doing YouTube videos. I was doing book reviews and movie reviews and all kinds of stuff. But I was going to Coachella every
Hmm.
year. That was just something I did every year, but I never thought of making content for it. And then because I got a lot of comments, people were saying like, "Oh, do you have any tips for first timers? Do you have any advice?" And then there was no videos, like very little videos. And I was like, I can
Hmm.
do this and have the experience. I started talking about it, and yeah, it's content is everything. It's so cool, like being able to do and be part of just the funnest experience, which is going to music festivals, watching some of our favorite artists,
Hmm.
and you're kind of part of this whole energy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, your content game is crazy at Coachella. This man was like, I have a whole crew of videographers. I was like, wow, this is insane. I need to step on my game. But it's so cool. I mean, do you feel like your connection with YouTube subscribers is different than other platforms? Because there definitely are more like festival related YouTube people now, but I know a lot of people focus more on like TikTok and Instagram. And I feel like people just sleep on
On
YouTube
YouTube?
because the people who come up to me are like the most hardcore fans are from YouTube.
YouTube,
Like,
yes, 100%.
right?
Social media,
Mm-hmm.
short clips, they still matter, of course. People consume, but you don't build that connection because I feel like, yeah, your videos might pop off during that week because it's trending and they're consuming the content, they follow
Mm-hmm.
you, but those people also are consuming so much content every day, just scrolling 10 seconds at a time that you might forget about this creator until like 3, 4 months later. You're like, oh yeah, that creator. But if you're watching their YouTube videos, you might not watch every single one, but
Mm-hmm.
you're watching them for 3 minutes if you don't watch the full video, or 2 minutes, or 7 minutes, whatever it is. But you're spending time with
Mm-hmm.
this creator. Maybe you put it on your TV. I consume a lot of YouTube myself on a daily basis, so I'm watching
Yeah,
YouTube
same.
videos, and I just have my phone playing videos. I might be doing something else, but I'm playing some videos, whatever it is on TV. But you just build a better connection. And to me, the same thing. Like people that recognize me at the festival is people that watch my YouTube videos. And we were like, "Oh, I listen to your podcast. I watch your videos. Like, thank you for helping me
Mm-hmm.
out." Like, it's the best messages. It's like that meme that was going around recently was like, "Oh, this is why it matters," or something like that. It's like I get messages
Mm-hmm.
like saying, oh, I had like anxiety. I didn't know about going, but watching your videos, it made me want to buy a ticket, and I ended up going to Coachella and had the best time. Like things like that.
Yeah.
It's just like that all the time, and just like wow, people. You help people when you don't really know how many people you help,
Mm-hmm.
so you talk to them in person.
It's the best thing. Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I think I love how you have like Coachella as your niche as well, because it's cool when you post other things out of it, but I do think it is really helpful when you become like known for something, because I felt the same way with EDC. Like I posted other festivals and like other types of rave content too, but I had just so much EDC, and I feel like my name and like YouTube search as well just came synonymous. So I feel like EDC for me is like you walking around Coachella. That's when I meet like the most
People.
people ever.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty cool.
but I think it was good. I think that helped my growth just like really going hard on like EDC Las Vegas because
Yeah.
it's such a heavily searched festival, which like Coachella is such a heavily searched festival as well. But yeah, it's awesome. It's so cool to see like all the opportunities you're getting now from your Coachella content.
I got the advice from Gary Vee, so I don't know if you follow Gary Vee,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, yeah.
you make $100,000 talking about the Smurfs, make a Smurfs website, and then you make a vlog, and then you make a podcast, and you take photos of the Smurfs,
Mm-hmm.
and you collect all the Smurf memorabilia, and you do the Smurfs, and it's like
Yeah.
enough people are gonna watch your stuff, you're gonna sell enough affiliate marketing thing that you're gonna make $100,000 talking about your favorite subject. And that's when the time when I was doing
Mm-hmm.
Coachella videos, and then I had a few videos pop off, and I was like, he might be onto something. Let me try it. And then I just started doing videos.
Yeah.
It was all leading to Coachella 2019. That was my theory. I was testing for the whole year. I was like, okay, I know that when I did a Coachella lineup review, which was Coachella 2018 first reaction of the lineup, and it wasn't even a great video. When I look back at it, I'm like, that video kind of sucked. But it's just me saying, oh, this is the lineup. Beyonce's performing, and I think it was Eminem and
Mm-hmm.
The Weeknd. I think were the three headliners. And then I just went over the list of the names in the lineup, and I got like the most views I ever had gotten in a YouTube video. I got like 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the hell? Like people really looking
Yeah.
this up. And then in the comments, that's when people were saying, oh, make tip videos because I mentioned I have been going for a long time. So from there, I was like, 2019, I'm gonna make a lot of videos. If this worked, 2019, I'm gonna make like 20, 30, 40 Coachella videos. And then when it starts trending, my videos are gonna do numbers. So that's my
Mm-hmm.
theory. And then as soon as Coachella kind of started, the month of April, all my older videos started getting views. The videos from like September, October, November, December,
Mm-hmm.
little by little. Some of them didn't get a lot of views, some of them did. And then that was like the biggest month ever. I had a video I posted of Will Smith. It got like 1 million views. Boom.
Oh my God.
I posted a video of Kanye Sunday service. The Sunday service was at supposed to be at 9 in the morning. He showed up 2 hours late. And then we were just
Mm-hmm.
in the sun. We watched the whole thing and finished like at 1 or 2 p.m. And I went, I was just sunburned, whatever. I went to edit the video. I was like, I need to upload this right now. I uploaded it. It got 100,000 views within like the first couple hours. Uh,
Jeez, that's
it
crazy.
got blocked, so they removed it. That
I was gonna say.
yeah. So,
I had a
but
feeling.
then that was my theory. I was like, oh shit, that shit worked. Like at the end of the month, I got like 2 million views. And I was like, okay, I did like 50 Coachella videos leading up to Coachella 2019. And that shit worked. I'm like, I'm gonna do the same shit for
Jeez.
2020. I'm gonna make more videos, they're gonna be better. So I doubled down on my content, boom, I'm making all these videos, and then COVID happens. So then no Coachella. I
Mm.
was making Coachella updates like, hey, it might get moved to October. We're gonna be shut down for a few weeks, but it'll be back in October.
Oh, geez, yeah,
Then cancel 2020, cancel 2021. But still, once 2022 came back, I started doing the same formula and it worked again. And I just been repeating the same formula. And then
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gary Vee said too is like you could start off as EDC content only or Coachella content only as like your primary focus, but in 2, 5, 10 years of just doing different things, like you could rebrand yourself and be something else, and you still are the Coachella person or the EDC person,
Mm-hmm.
but you evolve as a person. Maybe like you're now you just had your kid. So now you're like,
Mm-hmm.
content changing a little bit, but it's still you. You still have your core, but then now you're trying different things. And it's like you just gotta keep doing stuff. And the more you do,
Yeah.
the more energy you put out, it's all gonna come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your audience grows with you. I think that's like what people forget. And it could be hard because you try to cater to some people, but I do think like if your core audience kind of like grows with you, like they're also getting older, they're also going through life changes. So that's something that's really helped me because mine was very like more beginner focused because I was a beginner at the time when I started. So it was more focused on like new ravers and people going to their first festivals. And I'll still do that stuff now because I want to help people, but I feel more like disconnected to it because I'm just so past that now in my career. So now I post like rave mom content or like how to go to a festival when you're pregnant or stuff like that. And it's like I've found a whole new audience who's like grown up with me and they're also having kids. So now I'm like speaking to a different audience or even showing more like behind the scenes, which is the coolest thing. Like, okay, now I've had this experience like working in this field. Now I've seen more behind the scenes of like how the festivals operate. So now I get to take my audience along with me of like what it's like working a festival, and some of them are super interested in that. So yeah, you always evolve as a creator as you're evolving as a person as well. And I think to keep it authentic, you just have to share what's happening in your life. Because if I kept just doing like, here's what to do for your first rave, like that would get stale after
Yeah,
8 years.
the same
Like you
thing that
gotta evolve. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But and you keep same thing for you. Like you keep getting better, like the way you edit your content, the way you produce it, you're expanding your team. Like you just keep leveling up the quality as well, which is really cool to see.
yeah, no, it is the more you do it, the easier it gets too. Like
Hmm.
you say you've done so many podcasts. I'm like, oh, I use Zoom for like the first year or two or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's like, and also talking on camera, it gets easier. You've talked to some of the headliners and like people performing. So like
Hmm.
these experiences that you're doing is just making you not different, but like just new level, new level. Do you ever
Growing.
think like one day you'll ever stop going to EDC or just music festivals?
Yeah. Oh no, probably not. I've thought about it because I'm like, because I'm 34 now, and like, not that I thought that I would stop at any point, but I think it's just your world opens up to all these other types of events and even like different event producers or like maybe traveling for certain types of events and going to other ones where the demographic is a little bit older. It just makes me feel more comforted because I'm like, oh, cool. Like maybe you won't attend like an ultra forever or like maybe some of the events at the Nas Center, like Beyond Wonderland, like that might cater to a younger crowd who's like in their early 20s, which is totally fine. But then there's festivals over here, like Groove Cruise that I do now in January. It's like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Like it's definitely a much older audience. And I freaking love that because I'm like, oh my God, great. I can be going here for the next 30 years if I want to. So it's really cool to just expand and try newer events and then realize like the demographic can be so wide because then it makes me feel more seen as a person. And I'm like, oh, there's always going to be ways to grow in this scene so that I don't have to stop doing what I love.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, for sure. It's
Hmm.
the more things open up, and it's just like life is always changing. So that you're getting different opportunities, different experiences, and even like people, it's like, damn, you go to EDC every year or you go to Coachella every year, but it's like every year is different. There's different artists, different experiences, different people you're with. It's life. You got to keep it going.
Yeah, and even work like I think I've sort of hacked the system because once I knew I wanted to like do this for real, I was like, I need to find a way to work in the scene because like I need this is my passion. How do I like make this my job so that I can do this for a long time? So I think that's a nice angle as well because I'm like, oh, I know I either want to work in the festival industry or now I'm working for a brand that's so heavily involved in the festival scene. So I'm like, oh, if this is my career and there's so many avenues to go down with that, like then why wouldn't I be doing this when I'm in my 40s, 50s if I'm like working on the festival side of it or the event production or like the podcast, like whatever it is, at least I get to do it for work now. So, yeah, the end goal is to stay in this as long as possible.
Do you ever consider like doing music or DJing or anything like that after going to so many shows?
Man, I literally have DDJ deck under me covered in dust right now. My husband got this for me as a Christmas gift. I practiced twice and then I got pregnant and I was like, well, I'm not gonna have any free time anymore after this. But no, it's on the list. I just need to have time to dedicate to learn it. But I do think it's a really fun skill to have, and it's just nice to like understand the production side of things a little bit more. So I do want to learn at some point. Yes.
That's awesome. Okay, Emma. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for enlightening us on our
Hmm.
upcoming EDC experience, and I hope you had the best time at Coachella. Where can people find you on social media? What are all your handles?
Yeah. So my personal account is at Emma Kapotes. That's Kapotes. For all my personal handles, YouTube, all the things. And then my podcast is at Rave Culture Cast. And we have new episodes come out pretty much every Wednesday. So yeah, would love to connect with you guys over there. And I'll see you at a festival. I'll see you at EDC if you're going.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow Emma. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.